Еще разик, еще раз. Еще разик, еще раз.
Oh man, I love that band. It's I think it's like a
What's
Russian
that?
band. I'm not gonna pretend to like pronounce the name, but it's Pushnoi or something like that. But
Bruzhnoi.
Pushnoi, yeah, he does pretty good work.
I was
Oh,
enjoying that.
I'll send that to you. But figured since
Okay.
I'd play that, since after the stream I'm gonna play Stalker, so it'll be in the realm
Oh,
of that.
nice.
Yep,
So kind of keeping a before and after theme.
yep.
That's cool. That's
Oh,
cool.
if you notice, the Monolith Priest here, it's one of the factions in Stalker, like a zealot group that protects his own.
Okay. I was wondering, like, you've got a title today. You put on a title for yourself, the Monolith Priest.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like one of the hardest
And for
factions to
today,
fight against.
like, pretty insane.
Well, they carry exoskeleton armored suits and they have Gauss rifles. And they're under a trance
Sounds a
of
little like the
like
Hellgast.
brainwashing. Well,
It sounds like the Hellgast.
sort of, but they're brainwashed due to there's like this weird thing that Stalker's wild lore wise. There was like these scientists that like transported their bodies in this thing called the sea consciousness. So they're like still around, but they're not, essentially. But in the way of brainwashing, they brainwash like stalkers that go into the zone. Like the cult themselves, like bring like I guess unlucky stalkers into an area and make them watch a screen that then brainwashes them.
Ah, they use the classic sort of Clockwork Orange indoctrination methodology.
Yeah. Their brain essentially gets kind of scrambled and they start fighting for the monolith.
Okay. Subliminal messaging. You know, I remember hearing stories about how there used to be all kinds of subliminal messages that were like designed or etched into the grooves of records back in the 60s and 70s. And if you played them backwards on your turntable, you would hear things like, Satan is Lord, kill your parents. Personally, I think, you know, and there were people going, it's of the devil. Look, listen to it. You can hear it. Satan is Lord, Satan is Lord. And to quote Bill Hicks, if you're playing your records backwards, dude, you're Satan. All right? You need look no further. Satan, ruiner of needles, destroyer of record players. Satan is Lord. Can you hear that? Satan is Lord. Anyway.
But yeah.
And today I am sporting the tag. minister of caffeine because my kids did not have a good night's sleep last night. I'm effectively operating on like 2.5 hours of sleep and lots of coffee and energy drinks right now. And well, that's just kind of a day that ends in Y for me sometimes. Um, one of the joys of parenthood is that you do not get rest, not until all the kids in the house are at least 10 years old. And, I've got some time yet before that happens. So, you do what you can.
Right.
I'd
Yeah.
also say that on the constantly being awake front, it does grant me certain opportunities, such as the opportunity when the kids are all fed and they got their clothes changed for the day, they've been prepared and made ready for school and or daycare, and they're out of the house. It's just me and Malia. Once we get back from dropping off Colin at daycare, and it's just her and me, I give her a little bit of a snack, change her pants, change her diaper, get her laid down for a nap, and then I can kind of chill out for a little bit before we get our show running on Thursdays. Thursdays are kind of a one-off. It changes from week to week what I end up doing. What I ended up doing yesterday was doing a short Rumble stream on my Rumble channel, which is under the same name, Byronofsidius. If you're looking for me there, go to Rumble, find the Byronofsidius channel. And I decided to take the opportunity to start doing another story presentation. One of the stories that got wiped out over on Substack. I've made some changes over there. I've put the vast majority of my back catalog and archive behind the paywall. Anything older than a month is automatically getting put behind the paywall. There's a lovely little tool for that, and I've decided to make the decision to take advantage of that. If you want my material on Substack and you're not currently up to date, if you wait more than a month, then sorry, pay me. I'm sorry. For close to 2 decades, I have tried to be the nice guy and provide not only commercially available work for purchase, one time pay and buy the ebook or the physical book, but I've put out a lot of free material over the years because I first and foremost wanted to be a storyteller, an entertainer. Well, I've kind of been walked all over for the last 5-6 years doing that. And with the fuckery that happened on Substack with Montag Publishing, unfortunately, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I cannot reasonably expect to continue trying to be the nice guy all the goddamn time. I will still do some freebies in the form of audiobook presentations on my Rumble or YouTube channels. BitChute has become such a train wreck. I think I'm pretty much out on BitChute. They can't get their user interface to be solid for more than a couple of weeks. They keep changing their back end. They keep changing how they're going to compress video, how you can upload, what will actually process. Nothing processes in less than a couple of fucking days unless you're one of their gigantic channels. So I'm giving up on that. I'm not going to pound my head against the wall anymore. I'm 42 years old. I've got a gaggle of kids in this house. I can't afford to waste any more goddamn time on something that is not going to be beneficial to me. I hate to be that prick, but more and more it's becoming obvious to me that I can't afford to dicker around and play nice.
Right.
It kind of twists my gut because I don't feel right doing it because it's not how I've operated for years. This is going to take an adjustment period for me. And I hate that, but it is what it is.
Oh man. So I guess Stalker 2, like even before it released, it's doing better than Veilguard.
Yeah, I saw some of the numbers on that dude yesterday. Holy!
It's even got bugs and it's still doing better than Veilguard.
Yep.
But I mean,
Somebody,
those would be expected because Stalker, everybody knows, Stalker doesn't have bugs, it has anomalies.
right, exactly. The Foundation would tell you this isn't a bug; it's a feature. What you
Mhm.
need to do, sir, is grab yourself a Scranton reality anchor and get it set up.
Yeah. Ugh. I
Have
had a
you
power
ever?
nap, and I don't think I got my nap in too far. Like, it wasn't a very good power nap.
Not
Like,
enough
I
REM sleep.
laid, yeah, I laid there for a minute, and I was like trying to like relax, and it just wasn't happening.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, dude.
No, it's
I mean,
good. I want
did
to
you
do
want to make
this
this a
though.
shorter?
No, no,
Okay, I
we're
said
here.
okay.
We're doing this.
Good. Yeah. This is a complete sidebar based on the reference I just made to the Scranton reality anchors. Have you read or listened to any of the like audio logs from the Foundation, quote unquote, on YouTube? It's like there's this giant essay or article that was put together by a researcher within the Foundation talking about how the Scranton reality anchors are not what people think they are, and that the over reliance on them is causing more anomalies and is causing more problems for the Foundation. The guy basically comes out and says, "Look, here's how the Scranton reality anchor actually works. You think reality benders and reality bending anomalies can be corrected by deploying these Scranton reality anchors, that they will somehow force the reality bending energies from the entity or the event to stop functioning and altering reality. It's not actually what the SRAs do. What the SRAs actually do is they bend reality back toward its center or its neutral position. So all that's happening is a competition between reality bending energies in the localized area. It's why the stronger the reality bender entity, the more SRAs you need to deploy. The problem there is that if the SRAs are not perfectly synced up for timing, they will cause anomalous activities and events to trigger off of each other. Because the first SRA that activates will start bending reality back towards what it was before. But the second SRA doesn't recognize that new reality state as the neutral reality state. It recognizes the reality bender's bent reality state as the initial reality. So it counterbalances again. And that's why they get these wavering reactions and explosions when too many SRAs are deployed in a given area. It's fascinating.
So, when you said the Foundation, the only thing that went through my head was the SCP Foundation.
Yes, that's what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
okay. You said a lot of things, and I
Yeah.
was like, is he talking about SCP? But okay.
Yes, I am.
So,
Sorry. I should have clarified that.
because like
Sorry.
I was like derailing in my head the entire time. I'm like, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I should have clarified because I said Scranton reality yeah, the Scranton reality anchors, forgetting
Mhm.
that is a core component within the SCP Foundation lore. I just started talking about it as if it was a natural thing. Sorry, I got
Yeah, there was
lost
like
in
no
mythology.
context behind it. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I'm talking about this shit like we're in that reality. Sorry. I am a
um,
I am a creature of mythology, so unfortunately, when I go off on a tangent, I sometimes forget to frame things properly a priori.
oh man. I know we were talking about Vilgard and Stalker too, but it's just
Yeah. Yes.
it's
Sorry.
insane
Go
to
ahead.
me that a game like that, it's like, wow. It's like GSC actually knew what they were doing. They made a game for people at what they wanted to play. You know, it's just kind of
Right.
wild.
It's, it's
It
amazing
didn't
how
have
successful something can be.
it didn't have to pander or do nothing. It just had to be a fucking game. That's all it had to do.
You know,
That was the assignment, and they succeeded. So
yeah, they understood the assignment. They said, "Here's what people loved about the first one. Let's give them more of that. Here's what they didn't like. Let's fix and adjust what we need to make sure that complaint doesn't arise again, and then give them what they asked for." Amazing how you
well,
can have financial success in sales and player base counts when you give people what they want.
to be fair, I was gonna say like Stalkers never really had to worry about the pandering issue. It's always kind of been, its own element, its own
Right,
Slavic element.
right, and that's the thing is like they built that game predicated on its own narrative, its own framework, and its own world building mechanics. And rather than drag stuff in from real world socio-political events and ideologies, they said, no, this is its own different world. We're going to shelter this off, separate it from reality, and build its own reality within which it will exist. That,
Right.
my dudes, is what is known as proper fiction world building.
Well, the thing
How
about
is it that the
soccer
folks?
is it has such a big foundation of fans that even keep the old games alive today, that they've even made their own standalone games of the original games, combined all three games into one game, and said, "Here you go. Here's a game for free. We love Stalker." And GSC said, "We appreciate you doing this because we also love Stalker and we also like keeping the franchise alive." And it has done that very thing. They didn't even shun them for it or nothing. Like GSC has let like all their assets in the game be used amongst anything and everything, from mods to animations to you name it, maps, like whatever type of assets are like, feel free to use them. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. So much so that even the fans themselves have made their own game of Stalker because they loved Stalker so much and wanted to, push forward new content, new atmospheres, new scenarios, and um, just, new stuff to keep the game alive, keep the not the franchise, but like the universe itself alive and for free.
Right, right, and the beautiful thing about that is that's what you can accomplish when you start with a group of developers, programmers, storytellers who they understand and actually appreciate their audience, and they actually they take they take it as a compliment, as it is intended to be, when their audience so enjoys the material that has been gifted to, or granted to them, made for them, that those fans would have such adoration of it that they will put their own efforts into making it more, to enhancing it,
Hmm.
to building upon what they have been given. This is the basic foundational tenet of strong mythology.
Hmm.
And I know I sound like a wonk by tying things back into that, but that's my wheelhouse, and I am using sort of a mixed metaphor here when I say that anyone who is capable and willing to allow another creator to take their work and build upon it, and they say thank you, that's
Hmm.
awesome, keep going. That is someone or a group of someone's who is not creating this material only for their own benefit. Because, yes, there is a financial incentive, no denying that, but it goes beyond just a financial product incentive. It goes into we are building something here that is a
Hmm.
mythos that we want to all partake of. That doesn't divide people. It doesn't exclude anybody. They talk about the people who made Veilguard and who support that kind of slop. They
It
talk
is.
endlessly, ceaselessly about, oh, we have to be more inclusive. What could be more inclusive than telling the people who make something based on your hard work, you want to make more of it? Here you go. Have at it. What's more
Well,
inclusive than that?
right. So, that's the interesting point. I know like the video I just put up there, but I also kind of hit it for a second. It's a fan film of Stalker that a fan from Korea had made for the universe of Stalker from
Oh,
obviously the
awesome.
games of Stalker. I want to show it off because it's so brilliantly done. But
Yeah, go
the
ahead,
fact
buddy.
of the matter is, well, I'm going to get to that. I'm just saying the fact of the matter is, this guy took all the time in the world to animate this into what it is, and before that, he had Warhammer 40K animations he had done, but because BlackRock and fucking Games Workshop did a cease and desist and told him to take the work down. So
Of course they did.
there are, of course,
Bunch of greedy.
re-uploads of his work, but officially from Sodas, he had to take the work down.
Ugh.
Well, fortunately for GSC Stalker, they let him keep his work up, and he does really, really good work.
You're good on them, man.
Yeah, I just noticed your hoodie. Nice.
Oh, the Minister of Caffeine.
No, no, look,
Yup.
isn't that the Punisher
Awesome.
hoodie on the back?
Oh, my hoodie. I thought you said hooding.
Yeah. No, your hoodie.
Or heading. Yes, it is a
I
Punisher hoodie.
thought so. I was like, that's badass.
Yep.
I like that. I had a
And my
guy at
wife
work
got it for.
yesterday. Had a Berserk shirt on with guts. I don't know if you're familiar with the
Nice.
yeah. It was
Yeah,
pretty
got to.
cool. Yep.
Now
Pretty dope.
my wife saw this. She was doing some like last minute errands on her way home from work a couple of months ago, and she stopped by the Walmart on her that's like right by her store, and she saw this on one of the shelves passing by the men's winter clothing area,
Mm-hmm.
and she saw it was on the hook, it was on sale for $10, and she's like, well, Josh loves Punisher, and that looks nice and warm, and he's always complaining he can't find any of his hoodies. Okay, she just picked up for me at random. um
Oh my
there are
god.
few joys in this world better than getting a random gift. Now, I got a gift for my wife for today because it's her birthday.
Oh,
Unfortunately, she's at work.
nice.
Um, Sadly, it will not arrive in the mail until tomorrow. But I already told her it was coming. So.
Did they really think this was going to be a good idea? The Star Wars Outlaws
What's
was
that?
just put on Steam.
Ah, yeah, I heard about this. I heard about that too.
And
Epic failure.
it's got mixed reviews right now, but the pricing for this piece of dog shit of a game. Standard price is $70, but it's cut down to $52.49 currently. The gold edition is $110, but it's now cut down to $82.49. The ultimate edition is $130.99, but has been cut down to $97.49.
I'm actually surprised at that pricing structure because you can get the same quality of product by going to any random homeless bum in San Francisco, handing them a cardboard box and having them shit in it for you.
Yeah, and then go outside and make fentanyl noises.
Here you go. And here's the best thing: they won't even charge you.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is such a smack in the face of Star Wars fans. Like, you guys know this game was bad. Well, why even bother putting it on Steam?
I think part of it might be they're flailing. They're flailing and scrabbling for purchase anywhere they can try to get their grubby little fingers to find a handhold. And they are being shoved away by audiences at every turn because, and this is something that it is going to cross into the socio-political for a moment, and I apologize for that, but it's something that I think deserves to be said. There's been a lot of...
This doesn't even come with a fucking workshop. Oh my god, dude. Like, workshop meaning like mod compatibility. Like, it doesn't have a workshop with it either.
Right, so gamer, players can't even
You're just stuck with this dog shit game.
I think a lot of it stems from, again, like I said, they're flailing. They're trying to find anywhere they can get themselves to safety and try to pull off not even a win, but a stalemate. What they have failed to recognize is something that a lot of folks on the socio-political left, which is where most of these developers have been and who largely fills the halls of their payroll department and their HR department and their actual programmers. They failed to recognize for years that what they have been trying to do, hey Scuba, what they've been trying to say and the messages they've been trying to push on everyone are not only unwelcome, they are receiving finally a full-throated refutation in the form of players, gamers, the actual audience, who these people rely upon to actually pay for their garbage product, saying, that's my wallet. Notice how it's shut? It's going to stay shut. Fuck you. Because they didn't learn the lesson. The lesson being, if you are going to stand on your little soapbox and preach to us and lecture us and denigrate us and insult us and assume that we're all a bunch of istophobic phobophobes, and your solution to try and change our mind is to take our pastimes, our leisure activities, and use them as vehicles for your messaging, we're not so stupid that we're not going to notice it. And we're going to collectively come together and say, hey, maybe don't buy this shit anymore.
Yeah, so somebody put a negative review. They said 2008 facial animation, blurry textures, insane pop-ins, barely runs without frame gens, horrible 1% lows on the RTX 40 series across the board. Has de novo likely what caused the bad frame time. Requires Ubisoft to connect. Oh boy. Boring stealth combat. Non-functional enemy AI. Typical soulless corporate slop, and I am not even an hour into the game. LOL. Ubisoft needs to die in the gutter, and Star Wars is going to if it keeps on pumping out trash like this.
Star Wars is a revenant. It's a revenant. It's already dead, and it's been stalking around the digital landscape and the physical landscape pretty much
Oh
since
god.
they finished Rogue One. Like Rogue One was a good movie,
Ran well with
but
low
everything
settings,
else,
averaging around 28 to 35 FPS. That's bad. That is until I unlocked the speeder bike. While riding the speeder bike, FPS was around 12 to 18 FPS. Refunded until an update makes it playable on Steam Deck.
oh wow,
That is so bad.
there are PlayStation 1 games that run faster than that.
Wall climbing simulator. You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy than Ubisoft. The galaxy's biggest threat isn't the Empire, but mediocre cash grabs disguised as a new adventure.
I love the reference, the quotation reference, paraphrasing. You'll never find a greater den of scum and villainy than the
Star
people at
Wars Outlaws
Ubisoft in
follows the
Montreal.
typical Ubisoft formula. In other words, the game is full of repetitive bloatware. However, as a Star Wars and science fiction fan, I think all Star Wars fans should give this game a shot. If you are not a Star Wars fan, then I do not think this is the game for you. No, I'm good.
I will say I enjoy that they couched it that way. I actually appreciate that they couched it that way because I have found myself with some of the books that I have done reviews of in the last year and a half. I have found myself coming to a similar conclusion with some of the material that I've pushed myself into finishing reading through. There was there was a book that I read and reviewed a couple months ago that
There's
I
no
found
way
it
these are real
ultimately
reviews.
to be
There's a
I
lot of
found it to
like
be a good
good
example.
reviews.
Oh yeah, are they obvious fakeries?
They're definite fakeries. It's like fine, just fine. Best Star Wars game ever. Delicious. I like the game. Feels like a movie. Just wish the NPC were more interactive. That might be real, but I don't believe that. I waited several months
But here's the
explicitly to
thing:
buy it on Steam instead of Uplay, and after that intro, 90 minutes, the game is already a 10 out of 10 for me. The fuck?
the person who is saying they wish the NPCs were more interactive, they can find a more interactive NPC. They just need to look in a mirror.
Yeah, no shit. Star Wars Outlaws feels so fun when you don't have to chud in your ear telling you it's nasty. Really? Like, shut up. I'm sorry, but no. And the fact that they have the gall to fucking still sell this piece of shit at like a full retail price and above is disgusting. It's pretty repulsive, in my own opinion, that you would have a game that is so badly shunned, even by the fan base itself, and you still mock them by saying, "Oh, here, we're gonna sell it on Steam," but hey, you still gotta use a shitty client side known as Ubisoft or UbiConnect, even though it's on fucking Steam. But I digress.
All right. Hold on a second. Let's find this here.
I'm sorry, but I'm not playing Slop Laws.
I know I can find it here. Here we go.
That game can burn in the deepest pits of Mordor and hell, where it shall be casted aside and
Cast it into the fire.
yeah, and no unfortunate soul should have to bear it. But I mean, really though, it's just so I don't know, man. The fact that they really are going to sit there and still sell this game on Steam at the prices they're asking for. It's ridiculous.
Come on. I was hoping I could share a picture, but it would appear I cannot. That's all right.
Here, hold on a second. Do you know how to share it?
It would be in the present, right? Presentation.
Yeah, you present it. Yep.
That's an image, but add file from. Okay. Upload file. Look at my pictures. Hello? Oh, here we go. I gotta change. That's what I had to do. All right. Gotta change what is allowed.
Here's mine. Here's what I think about it.
I can't share it. It says invalid file type. URL.
There's your protagonist. Looks like Matt Damon from fucking Team America.
Matt Damon. Here, hold up. I'm gonna upload a file to you to share. This is I think this is the one that you read off where they said, it's really enjoyable as long as you don't have some chud in your ear. There we go.
It's disgusting.
I've just shared you the file that should be associated with that person's review in the Discord.
Don't see it.
Actually, I shared it with you in our one-to-one message.
Yeah, I'm looking there. The last thing I got was the music video that I sent you.
What?
Plus, it's still uploading.
Oh, there we go.
Okay. But, yeah, dude, this is so... I don't know, man. Did they really think they were going to get away with this just by putting it on Steam? Like, was that really the tactic? The
I think they did because, and here is the. I'm just going to do a quick synopsis of what a lot of these game companies, these AAA studios, seem to think of gamers, especially gamers on Steam. Hey, these people will buy anything. Not true. I'm sorry, folks, but we won't buy just anything.
Byron, I have 878 games. I'm not buying that dog shit. I'm sorry.
Right? Like, dude, you have a collection of titles under your belt that so far outstrips what I have in my home that I should be embarrassed to call myself a gamer. Because
that's not even counting all my other libraries either.
That's just your Steam library?
That's my Steam library.
For fuck's sakes!
Your buddy Lucian's got more.
I don't even have that many books in my house. Who does?
Like your buddy's got more. Lucian, he's got more games than me though.
Oh yeah, Lucian Labras.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I I really got to have a sit down and chit chat with him more about AI because that's a topic of conversation that we've really been, trying to figure out, trying to arrange a time for for him and I to do a panel show of some sort to discuss rogue AI and the possibilities of it, how it fits into genre fiction, and tried to get him hooked up with a fella on Substack known as the oh god, what is the guy's name? Meta Ronin. Meta Ronin is a fella on Substack who
So, are we
does a
talking about
lot of
AI in the
writing.
sense of like AI that just takes over everything, or are we talking about in a story sense? AI.
No, as in like as it fits into science fiction as a genre, and yes, talking about rogue AIs, then are they actually rogue or are they doing exactly what they were programmed to do? What point do we reach the singularity? Is what happened with stories like Skynet, like Terminator stories? Is Skynet actually self-aware? Did it, or was it programmed, and ultimately it was inevitable that it would do what it did? Just these kind of sci-fi scenarios and topics, subgenre topics, subtopics regarding AI in the science fiction genre and how it
Yeah.
would relate to our own possible real world developments and events.
So,
Good stuff.
yeah, that kind of reminds me of Wasteland 2. Right at the very end of the game, you fight a rogue AI, and I forget the name of it. It was like, I'm gonna draw a blank here. What the fuck?
It happens.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. That's obviously a scam.
Oh.
Oh, call us strange 800 number. Fuck off. I got some email.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had a number of those weird kind of end of year scammers calling, particularly from the IRS and Tax Fund USA would like to talk to you. Fuck out of here. All
Um,
right. I pay my taxes, so piss off.
Cochise, that's what it was called. The AI's name was Cochise.
Hmm.
But yeah, at the very end of the game, there's like this cybernetic faction that you wind up fighting, and then like the faction then gets taken over itself by the AI element, and you have to like that's like the last boss is like AI cyborgs. Yeah, they're pretty tough.
By the way, I like I forgot to mention I love the thumbnail that you used for the show today. Are you them boys been whacking off in my tools? I mean, it's not him, but it's it's Hank Hill. It's
Oh, that's
Mike
Mr.
Judge is doing the
Anderson you're
voice.
talking about.
Right. I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking.
Yeah.
Mr. Anderson from Beavis and Butthead. You them boys been whacking off in my tool shed?
Yeah, Mike Judge, when he did his impression, he said that he mimicked it from like a guy that like it was a guy that he knew in like New Mexico, like in Albuquerque. He talked just like
Oh no shit.
Hank. Yeah.
Oh okay.
He's like a paper boy, and like he's like, well, you ain't my paper boy. I'm gonna find the real paper boy. He did like the weird, like wide-eyed look and all, and it was just amazing.
I find the real paper boy. You know that was a fun game back in the day on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Really enjoyed that. And then they had
Well,
that weird sequel on the Nintendo 64. I couldn't control that thing worth some bitch.
Dad, I don't think you'd like it, Dad. Why not? I like this new generation of music.
It's got pop and lock to it. Is that how you say it? Is that the proper
Pop and
terminology,
lock?
Bobby?
No, no, Dad. I'm trying to become a higher life form, Dad.
Well, you do what you want to. I suppose if you're going to mutate into an all-knowing being, I'll just have to take you out if you turn evil. Anyway, I've seen some weird shit on Newgrounds.
That sounds like some shit from The Thing. Like talking about mutating.
All right, everyone, we're going to have to take the blood test. Oh! As soon as he sees as soon as he sees the blood bubble. Oh! You're not Peggy. You're the Thing.
You're using charcoal. That's a bastard fume.
Oh yeah, that's how he would test people. He's like,
all right, I'm going to see if you're the Thing. What's the best way to get a good char on a steak?
well, you're gonna want to start off with a good charcoal briquette.
Oh, he's the Thing. Dale is sus.
Well, that's actually mixing metaphors among us and the Thing, but that's a hell of a crossover.
There was a what was it? It was like this stupid ass oh, hold on. I gotta start my camera back up. I was just updating my drivers, but there was this animation. It was like Scooby Doo. It was like in the sense of the Thing, and I gotta get it here. Hold on. It's so good. Let me see if I can get it here.
No problem.
You're gonna love it. I promise.
Like, zoinks, we're trapped up here in the Antarctic with some kind of alien, Scoob. I've become
so
a Cthulhu nightmare.
It's so dark. Let me see. But yeah, the animation's like so dark, it's so perfect.
Is it from Meat Canyon?
No.
Okay, because that guy's.
I think he would have done something good, but no.
Loved it. I've loved a lot of the stuff I saw from him over the years.
Yeah. I have a feeling he would do a good, like, The Thing animation if he got the chance. I gotta go through. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say I gotta go through all my pictures of Lily, my phone. Yeah, she's laying on her throne right now.
Ah. All hail the toe beans. We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
A toe bean queen.
It's not until I do references like that I realize, oh shit, I am old. I'm doing Wayne's World shit over here.
Hold on.
Greetings, Canner. Not sure how I'm supposed to pronounce that.
Canner. How's it going, Canner? He's a regular guy that comes through.
Oh, all right. Don't worry about being regular. We're all irregular here. And that's perfectly fine.
Here we go. I don't know if this is going to play the audio too. Hold on.
Okay. I've seen this. Yeah, I've seen this.
us. Once again.
It's from a guy I think named Ethereal Serpent, Ethereal Snake, something like that. He did a series of animated shorts about Mickey Mouse and Goofy in like
I know who you're talking
Hearts
about.
of Darkness style. And he did one where Thomas the Tank Engine was a train that ran to Auschwitz, fucking answering for war crimes before the World International Criminal Court. Like some dark shit, but he's really good at what he does.
Right. Here's another one.
Bobby, what you gonna do with your life?
I'm gonna be a prop comic. I'm working on this bit where I stick a green bean up my nose.
Well, now that sounds promising. Hank, Bobby and me have decided he's gonna stick vegetables up his nose. He's not gonna take over the family gas station.
Dad, I don't work at a gas station. I sell propane and propane accessories.
Propane and propane accessories. Damn it, Dad, you don't understand what it is I do for
Bobby
it.
has decided to not take over the family gas station. He's gonna stick vegetables up his nose.
It's a fucked up thing. If that kid did that on TikTok, he'd probably have 1 million fucking subscribers.
Did you see the picture they teased of grown up Bobby? Since they're talking about bringing the show back.
No, I haven't. I haven't seen much of anything about that surrounding that for close to a year.
I've been hearing about it.
I first heard about
it. Supposedly he's like a chef. I first
heard about it. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This was like the only thing that I seen that was teased about it.
I know that they were going to do it on like through Hulu, right?
I've heard that too. But yeah, if you see that, like that's what they've teased.
Huh. I mean, the animation style looks the same.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 8 points for consistency there, but
I'm scared, though.
Anything else carry over?
That's the thing. I'm scared about the show because it's like, what is going to happen? What's going to be pandered? What's going to be, you know what I mean? Is it going to have that same charm?
You have to wonder about that because any animation or video game that will be coming out in the next, I'd say 2 or 3 years, will be stuff that was worked on during the peak wokey infiltration of culture and of entertainment. That fucked up period between, I'd say, 2012 to current day. Anything in that decade to 12-year period that we see coming out in the next 1.5 to 3 years, I'd say, is probably the window we're looking at. Having to continue to put up with this horse shit. Because we're always trailing behind. Whatever is coming out right now or in the near future has been in the works for several years. So you're still looking at...
But not everything. I would say in like
not
the AAA stuff.
Yeah, in the AAA, in the bigger studios, in the larger mainline animation production industry, we're still going to be dealing for the next few years with having to see this pandering slop thrown out in front of you and be told, if you don't buy it, waggle the freaking finger, you're an awful this, that, and the other. Yeah. How about fuck you?
Unless it starts getting shut down, you know. Like, given like our election and all that, you know.
Right.
I don't know.
Like, there's a pretty there's a pretty solid message there from most people, which is we're tired of your shit. We're tired of being browbeaten endlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's still rampant in the publishing industry. There's a
It's going to be
oh
for a
God.
while, but
Right, because especially in publishing, because there's just no way around it. They've had their hooks in publishing since the mid '90s, and
here's another
dislodging
good
it
one
is
I have.
easy.
Here's another good one I have right here.
I love it when they use SpongeBob for that stuff.
Right. When you're a scientist at an Arctic research facility, discover a fresh pair of barefoot human footprints. Man, I love that movie. I 100% love The Thing. I wish they would make more stuff on it. Because I'm sorry,
It was a great movie.
as much as I love the idea that they're remastering the OG game that came out, that's cool. I'm gonna play it eventually. I'm gonna buy it and play it and do a stream on it, whatever.
Yeah.
I want new fucking
Okay.
content. I want a new story involving
Give
this
us a
thing.
sequel.
Yeah.
Give us a sequel. Because it's something that people actually are clamoring for.
Like the deception portion of it is the best part. Because you don't know.
Right. And here's something that I think is kind of weird about that. The entire premise of the popular game Among Us,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people don't seem to recognize its granddaddy is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The whole concept stems
the
from
thing.
the thing.
Right.
Um,
And I hate to say it. I mean, I love Among Us, but I kind of hate it at the same time because I want something more serious, something more desperate at times and dire and horror. You know, I want that. I don't want goofy animations. I want something horror.
Something that will grab you by the neck and say, "You're gonna die now."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want like three guys to be in a room, one guy walk out, and the other guy turn into the thing and consume the other guy. That's what I want.
They touched upon it a little bit with Prototype. I don't know. Alex Mercer.
That's not really the same though, because like it's not a confined area.
No.
Like in the Antarctic, like
the entirety of
the base, like they're spread out. They're out in the middle of nowhere, away from everybody.
Right. That's another reason why the thing works as well
atmosphere.
as it does. Yes, the setting. The setting of the environment that the story is set within is in and of itself and by itself a hazard. It is a danger added on top of the creature itself. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You are stranded, isolated. If you stay outside for too long, you're going to freeze to death. You'll either die of exposure or the creature. Or, and here's another facet that comes into play.
If you consider that being dead.
Right. But another hazard that people don't consider is, let's say you figure out how to keep this thing away from you physically. Indoors. You've only got so many supplies.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got resources scarcity.
Yep.
The exterior environment is hostile and unlivable.
Mm-hmm.
And this thing, the thing, is trying to make you part of itself by eating you from the ass first or face first, however.
Good God, could you imagine, like, just taking a dump?
Nope, I'm outside chipping through the ice. I gotta take a shit. Sit through the ice like I poop in the snow. Yeah,
God, that'd be a horrible scene.
dude, you think that poor kid got in trouble and had some pain licking the fucking pole in the Christmas Story? There's nothing compared to having to peel your ass cheeks off the frozen ground.
I mean, that or being grabbed from within a toilet bowl with tentacles and whatever happening to you.
Right?
Mid-transformation being fused into another being.
Oh. I shouldn't have had that preserved Roadhouse chili. Hey, oh,
Yeah, with extra hot sauce.
oh.
Need like a nuclear meltdown. I see.
Hey, would the
drinking a
ghost
Rip It
pepper
over there.
formula? Yep. It's the
That's a cherry.
tribute
Isn't that the cherry lime one?
cherry lime.
Yep.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I like the orange
My
one.
favorite
the
is
grape
the
one.
orange. Yeah,
Yep.
the orange creamsicle ones. I love those, but I can't find them around here anymore.
The orange and the grape are like my two favorite.
Yeah, I
Um,
used to drink a lot of these back in the day.
yeah, I stopped drinking those. I started drinking Celsius. That's my new poison.
Ah.
But
We
yeah,
all
I
pick
just
our poisons.
yeah. I just wish the thing was more expanded on, which it was kind of with the Nuclear Nightmare game that came out on Steam. I mean, that was pretty much like a recreation of the thing, just not the title of it. But they did pay some sort of homage to it. Like they had like a poster in like the one of the buildings. It didn't exactly say the thing, but it said the something or something like that, like along the lines. But you knew what it was talking about, and it had the
Clever little nod.
yeah, it had like the coat with like the hood over it with the light coming out of the face, so you knew what they were talking about, like the
Right. Obvious reference.
yeah, like the movie cover.
Clever little
It was
references
pretty cool.
that are appreciated.
It was like if you know, you know.
Yep.
Well, I do want to show you this this animation for Stalker, since that was a topic earlier. I think you'll.
All right. Give me one moment to hit the bathroom, and I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
I'm all good, brother.
Yeah, I'm just petting the princess over here.
Princess Toby.
Yep. All right. So this is the Stalker fan film Contract. It's set with the character being a mercenary. There's several factions in Stalker. I don't know why they have mercenary as like a faction, because anybody could be a mercenary, but that's what we got. So without further ado, here we go.
А у меня вот ни косяка не осталось. И фиг его знает, где исчезнет старый. Да, Женька. Блять, куда помощь?
Да, монолит.
That was Monolith, by the way.
Oh, the
The
white-eyed
group.
guys.
Yep. The other ones were zombified stalkers. Basically, they got their brain fried. The other ones are brainwashed.
Okay.
So, just so you understand the distinction there.
Okay.
Слышишь? Перец вот походу. Пацаны, что у вас там за фигня? Есть кто? Нет? Опачки. Нормально, нормально. Ну ничего.
Is this all made with in-game assets?
Yep. Well, other other in-game assets, but yeah,
That's impressive.
it's like a mixture. But yeah. They're using Source Filmmaker. like the M4 that he's got there is actually from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the remaster or remake, whatever you want to call it. It was a 2019 one. I recognize that gun because I used it in that game.
Okay. Is Source Filmmaker like a program that allows you to draw from other asset groups?
Well, a lot of it's usually ported into the Source Filmmaker. A lot of it's used from like Gary's Mod, which everybody ports to Gary's Mod.
Right.
Nintendo wants to freak out about it.
It's a standard central repository.
Yeah. Yep. That was a mutant. It's one of the most feared mutants in the game. It's called a controller. It's usually the result of, like, well, there were experiments going on, like, during the whole Chernobyl, like, the second incident that caused everything to happen. But, anyhow, the controller, like, the zombified stalkers, like the zombified soldiers you've seen that were shambling with guns, they're the result of a controller. Or a brain scorcher.
So their name is what they do.
Yeah. And they have like a telepathic like attack. Like it's like a psi attack essentially. But essentially they can make your brain pretty much explode or fry it or make you do things you wouldn't normally do. And because the guidelines of YouTube and internet, they can make you unalive yourself. So, yeah.
Well, I think we're past the hour mark, so we should be safe.
Впереди! Да. А ну, чики-рики! Сука! Блядь! Сука! Все чисто. Вперед! Снайпер! Снайпер! Рассыпную! Давим длинными! Впереди! Что за хуйня? Сука, блядь! Назад! Уходим! Goddamn shit! Давай, давай! Команда! Аккуратненько работаем. Тихо. Ты слышишь? Вперед! Свободный брод! Вперед! Ура! Работаем. Хорошо. Так, собрались. Достал уже все это. Не лажаем, парни. Все, блядь. Freeze! Go. Hey.
Well, what'd you think?
That was really well done.
Mm-hmm.
And
You got a taste of Stalker.
Superb storytelling without the need for a ton of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely minimalist, in fact.
Yeah. Well, a
His
lot of the
impression-
dialogue was a bunch of voice lines from like different games, including Tarkov.
Yeah, still, even
But it was all
actually almost
executed perfectly.
actually with that in mind,
Mhm.
superbly done. That is artistically put together.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though, because like I really enjoyed his 40K content.
But
But I mean,
this is
I'm
again
glad
an
he was able
example.
to get away with that at least.
Yeah, it's an example, the prime example of if you allow artistically creative and talented people to enjoy your material and you don't try to handcuff them, they can give you
Hmm.
the most beautiful homage imaginable. Well, brother, I'm going to have to wrap here soon.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I am gonna show at
Sure.
least something, and that's gonna wrap it up. And I'm gonna go play some Stalker. But I just want to show an example of what his work actually looked like as far as 40K stuff. It's a re-upload that I had found.
No. Okay.
It's like 2 minutes and 43 seconds. So, but yeah, this is Warhammer.
That was solid.
That's another one if you want to check it out.
Listen,
This is all by the same guy that did the Stalker animation.
gotcha.
Death Corpse of Krieg.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. Another great animation.
You'll have to send me a link to any more of those if you can find. Those are really nice.
Oh, I have tons of those I could send you.
Cool.
Have
Yeah,
you
brother. I
watched Hell House at all?
I've got it queued up
Okay.
so that I can start watching that over this weekend.
Okay, cool.
I'm not going to be doing any gaming or listening to podcasts or watching anything else on my breaks at work over the next few days. I am going to be watching Hell House so that we can dive into it come Wednesday.
That and what about From?
I haven't watched any more of that yet. I've still got to get. I'm starting episode 6 of season 1 on my next watch.
Nice.
It's taken me forever just because I have so much other stuff that I'm keeping going.
Well, episode 10 of season 3 comes out this Sunday. That'll be the finale of season 3.
Wait.
But yeah, can't wait for that. Can't wait to watch that and talk about that with you a bit.
I'll get caught up, brother.
Because there's a lot of theories that are going on with the show. And I figured me and you would probably have the better theories, if anything. Because a lot of the theories I've come across are so far-fetched, it's unreal.
Yeah. Well, don't forget that I tend to be really spurgy and I dive into connections to other mythologies,
Mm-hmm.
which
other people have too, but Some of them, like
It
I
can
said,
be
they're just too far fetched.
right. It can be a weakness of mine if I'm honest with myself, because I can try to extrapolate or tie into so many different source materials. It can get a little bit haywire.
Well,
That's
one
what I
thing
do.
I will ask is, what do you think the monsters are?
My initial impression thus far is that they are shades of what could have been.
I've also come to that.
In Hindu mythology, there is the concept of the astralpa, and the astralpa it's a central kind of trapped space where souls can end up being deposited, wherein they end up seeing or coming into contact with various possibilities of what could have become a version of various people and events. They unfortunately have to live through this constant sort of repetition of what might have been. And so you end up with these echoes, these entities that are referred to in the mythology as echoes. And these echoes are still possessed of a consciousness that's based on the framework of what their original host entity had been, but it has been corrupted through transmogrification of death. It's touched upon briefly in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, which we've got upstairs.
Well, the show writers said that if you can figure out what the monsters are, you figure out the show.
Ah, okay.
So they've left that open, but I'm still kind of lost in some cases. Like, people have said they think they're dark fae, that they're a lot of different other things. I initially thought they were skinwalkers or like some form of shapeshifter because they take the form of
Dark,
people.
right? Dark Fae wouldn't seem to fit for me, based on if they are talking about like creatures of the unseelie court. No, just flat
Yeah.
out no. Because the creatures of the unseelie court, the residents and denizens of that particular mythology, wouldn't bother to keep people trapped like that and playing with them over such an extended period of time. They would torture them and play with them and fuck with them a little bit, sure, but not for the kind of extended period that they are doing so in this show, because humans are just toys and playthings and pawns to be messed around with and then quickly dispatched and done away with in order to focus on their war with the Seelie court.
Mm-hmm.
So Dark Fae, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, that one didn't seem right to me.
No, that to me sounds like someone's vague misinterpretation of the realm of the aether. And there's so much that can get lost there in various interpretations of the aether. But unless they're sticking to the core tenets of the source mythology of the aether in Celtic and Gaelic mythology, they're talking out their ass.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
So
I
there
know
was
I shouldn't
another
throw that
thing
out
I'm
there.
gonna, yeah. What I am gonna say is, like, when you do watch it, there are a lot of like quote unquote hints sprinkled around. So I know you've got the fine eye to comb through a lot of that.
Yeah, I'll be Spurgy.
Yeah.
You can count on me for that.
I definitely look forward to for you to Spurg on this one. And with Hell
Gotcha.
House. So
Well, that's going to do it for me,
Yep.
brother.
Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been your maestro, Brother Cortex, the monolith priest, and co-host, Byronofsidius, Minister of Caffeine. Because sleep is good for when you're dead. Anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you for tuning in once again to Culling the Nerd. And coming next Wednesday, we'll be doing a Brother Cortex and Byronofsidius deep dive into Hell
Hell
House.
House. I look forward to that. Without
All right,
further
brother.
ado, guys, we're out of here. Take it easy. And if you guys can, check it out. I'll be playing Stalker right after this. But until then, guys, we will see you all Wednesday. Peace out. Much love. We're out of here.
Cheers.